Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am back with a mystery quilt block. I just looked and we haven't had one for 12 days. We have made 20 blocks so far, and we put blocks together, I believe, 3 different times. Yes, after 10 blocks were made, and then I think after 15, and then after 20. And I still haven't laid them out on a table to see, what we need. And I'm afraid if I wait until I do that I won't be, making enough blocks. So we're just going to continue to make blocks. Whatever's left over when we put together the quilt top, that's okay. We're going to continue this series and we'll use all the blocks in other ways. Or even just more quilt tops. I have some new scraps. I'm so excited. I had some of these and I put 15 of them on eBay. I believe that auction is already gone. And it's making me remind you that I want to tell you that you must go look at my auctions. Follow me on eBay because I'm back to listing auctions every 3 days for a while. I'd like to at least do it through the end of the year. I love doing that, and it's just little things. Everything starts at a penny with free shipping for USA. Outside USA, you would have to pay for shipping. And it's just little sets or packs or whatever, and I'm trying to use the 3-ounce thing for eBay, so it doesn't cost me a lot for shipping. So I'm not selling big stacks of things. But you never know. You never know. I might want to do a clearance one time and just get rid of things. But for the most part, it's just little snacks. I'm calling them snacks. I had an idea for snacks. It's just little bites of fabric in different flavors. And so I might call them snacks. But these are 3 leftovers, and I had to keep some for myself. So I put 15 of them up for auction, and I'm going to try to use these in the mystery blocks. And then I have some other blocks that were the ends of a scrap pack that I had opened and did a bunch of projects using a scrap pack. So go check out my auctions. The link is in the description of this video. Also check out my scrap packs because you can have scraps galore. I mean, there's all different kinds. And for the most part, the scrap packs are no duplicates. I may have to go into sometimes having some duplicates, but always read the descriptions. I tell you exactly what you are going to get. And now let's just work on making a mystery block. I have no idea how big or small it's going to be. And I'm going to go to the iron. I really like this. I could possibly do something. Anyway, let me go to the cutting mat and the iron. I will come back and show you what we're starting with. Moving you over. We're going to start with these 3 pieces. This one I know is about 2.5 inches square. Okay? This one is 1.5 inches wide by 5 inches tall. This one is just a rough cut, is 3 inches wide by 3.25 inches tall. And I like that it's a little bit wider than this. This is wider than this. So we're just going to start by putting this here and sewing there, and then we can trim. Sew first, trim after. And I don't sew on camera for this series, but if you like seeing me sew on camera, go watch my crumb chats. I'm going to press this open, and then I will trim to make it even with this guy. While my iron is heating up, because I forgot to turn it on. These little tags that I make, that I create when I'm sewing, I will do another video explaining these things. I have done one in the past, because everybody asks me, what's that thing under the foot of your machine? Somebody told me these are good for junk journals, and I agree. I haven't done the junk journaling like I wanted to, but I actually have 6 of these tags that were not made on purpose for a junk journal, that were just tags that I used, and I'm very lazy about throwing them away, and I just use them over and over again until they get really thick. And so I have 6 of those, as a penny auction. I think it's up to 60 cents. I'm surprised it's that much. So when you check out the auctions, right now it's November 17. This is 2025. So if you're watching as I upload this, just go check out my auctions. I don't know if you won't do any junk journaling. You might want these, or you might just want it for the hell of it and say, oh my God, I got one of Darlene's sewing tags. Okay. The hell was... Rocket's howling. I gotta go check. Yeah, Rocket was just howling. I do hear some activity outside, but he doesn't usually howl like that unless Joe's gone. He'll howl because he misses him. Okay, now let's put this guy, and we said this is 1.5 by 5. And yes, it's gonna be shorter than this, and that's okay. So I'm just gonna go like that and there. I kind of like this piece here. It is about 1.5 inches wide. Yeah, yep. By, oh, all you want is something that is longer than this. So I'm at 4 3/4, so at least 5. Mine is like 5.5. You just want it longer than this. No need to measure things up. We'd rather sew than trim after. Right there. I just like this little scrap that I found, and it's going to fit. But you would like a little strip at least 5 inches this way. And mine is, let's say 3/4. I don't know. It's actually between 3/4 and an inch. Go with an inch. You'll be good. I'm going to have mine a little bit shorter, but you can go with an inch if you want. If you insist on following exactly what I'm doing, then we're at 7/8. I'm gonna put a big thing of red right there. So this is about 5, so you want a piece wider than 5 inches. Mine is about 5.5. And let's say 3 1/4 inches tall. And that's going to go here, like that. Now I'm going to sew these 3 things together. Ruler. This is 5 by 4 3/4. So let's say this is 5 or longer, 5 or longer. Mine is like 5.5, and this is 5. And then we said this is like 4, just make it 5. And this guy, make it 1.5. And this one, 1 3/4, give or take. And I'm just going to sew these 3 things together like that. I just trimmed to make it even. I don't usually give you the sizes of the finished pieces because it doesn't matter. You're just going to slap whatever you get. You're going to slap those things together, and we just make it work. You know, whatever size yours is, you're going to have strips long enough to cover your side. And I think I'm going to do this. I think I like that. Oh, I thought this was going to be longer. Oh, I'm going to make sure I match it up here because I don't want to have to be trimming any of this. I can trim some of the red because we have a lot of red. So I'm just going to put it here like this, and I'm going to sew there. I'm going to press this, and I'll just even this up. I'll take off that pinked edge, just trim it like that. You know what? We're going to end up making this a big block. I'm going to do a whole piece of this because I have it. And I like some big pieces in the quilt blocks because when they're all put together, you have something to look at, you know? So let's, well, I don't even have to trim that until after. What am I doing? Ruler. Mine needs to be, I'm going to say at least 9.5. It measures like 9 1/4, 9.5, 10, or do like me. I'm just going to lay this on here and then I'll trim after. And my big strip here is like 4 inches tall. So I'm just going to put this here. I have a selvage there, and I'm just not going to, include that selvage. So that's sticking out. tuck this down a little bit. And I'm just going to sew right here. And when I get to the end, I put my scissors like, I don't know, like upside down, and then I just fold over and I cut. I gotta sharpen these. Where's my tag? Where's my tag? It's way over here. You might find a new home someday. I'm going to press and trim, and we're going to be done. I don't know which way this is going to end up in a quilt block, but let's do it this way. We'll go this way wide. Ooh, mine came out to like, let's say 11 and a half. It's like maybe 11 and a quarter, 11 and a half by 9. So it's a nice size block. And this is block number 21. I'll take a couple of pictures. And don't worry if yours came out completely different. You don't have to have it be my size. When you put things together, you're just going to add whatever fabric you need. It's very easy. Go watch the joining videos if you haven't yet, and you'll see what I mean. The playlist link is in the description of this video. Go start from the beginning and get caught up. I really like this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Please go check out the penny auctions and my scrap packs and everything else I have. And I'll be back with more soon. Bye.